Before the achievements, before the celebrations, here's the work. Early mornings, late nights. Every challenge faced, every extra effort made.
Every victory starts with preparation.
We value leadership, resilience, and innovation. No victory without work. Because success isn't given, it's earned. Welcome to Adrian College.
Bulldog fans, remember to follow AdrianCollegeTV on social media. For game highlights and campus events, you can catch it all on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and X at AdrianCollegeTV. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch all our future streams live and support your Bulldogs.
Continue to take pride and learn from Asa Mahan's leadership today. Years on commitment to harnessing the power of creativity, ingenuity, community, and academic excellence.
I believe that if you get your degree, the world is going to feel like it's shrinking.
Hello everyone and welcome to Adrian College Volleyball. Two teams face off already after playing a game earlier today. Find out who has more endurance between Adrian College and Hiram College, now on ACTV. Good afternoon and welcome to the Marilot Sport and Fitness Center for a stellar matchup between the Adrian College Bulldogs and the Hiram College Terriers. My name is Dion Clark. In the booth running solo dolo today, but that doesn't matter because we have a beautiful matchup between these two teams. Now, the last time these two teams faced off against each other, it was 364 days ago. If we played this game tomorrow, it'd be exactly 1 year since these last two teams faced off against each other. The last time these two teams saw each other, the Terriers did come out on top 3-0. Now, one thing I do want to bring up is that the Terriers had three main players who were big factors in their win against the Bulldogs. Derek Chang, Jackson Derbner, and Kyle Martini. Now, Derek Chang is still playing for the Terriers. He's going to be starting later on. Derbner has graduated. Congratulations to him. But the last name may be familiar because he is the current head coach of the Terriers. Kyle Martini went from player to coach. He's in his first season, but he already has that good chemistry with his team. So I want to see what will bring, if that will bring the Hiram College Terriers out today. Now, in some time, we're about to go to the national anthem. We will be back after a break.
To become a future Bulldog and get recruited by Adrian College? Do you display characteristics of tenacity, drive, and determination? With over 50 teams on campus, there are plenty of opportunities to further both your athletic and academic career. For all recruiting inquiries, head to www.adrianbulldogs.com. and click on the Recruit Me tab at the top right of your screen. Your future with the Bulldogs is closer than ever. To become a future Bulldog and get recruited by Adrian College? Do you display characteristics of tenacity, drive, and determination? With over 50 teams on campus, there are plenty of opportunities to further both your athletic and academic career. For all recruiting inquiries, head to www.adrianbulldogs.com and click on the Recruit Me tab at the top right of your screen. Your future with the Bulldogs is closer than ever.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Marilot Sport and Fitness Center. My name is Dion Clark, and I'm ready, and we're all ready to kick off this matchup between the Adrian College Bulldogs and the Hiram College Terriers. Let's look at these starting lineups. Starting with Hiram College, we're going to have number 3, Kekoya Tani, then Sam Noel, Cullen Sivak, Colin Brooks, Liam Dwyer, Dakota Welsh, and Derek Chang. And then looking at the Adrian College Bulldogs starting lineup, you have number 4, Dominic Rees, number 8, Andrew Garzik, number 9, Sam Landers, number 10, Charles Baza, number 14, Roland Macklin, number 18, Carson Bell, number 20, Marco Gomez, and number 25, William Morris. This matchup today seems like it's going to be fun. Last time these two teams faced off against each other, the Terriers did come on top, but I luckily had the pleasure to talk to Coach Soto of the Bulldogs, and I asked him about their last time they faced off, and what he had to say was that last time they faced off, between here and now, these are two different rosters. The last roster they had was not as experienced, but now they have way more of that. They're ready to go around and get a win here today. One person I do want to bring up, at least on the side of Hiram College, is going to be Dakota Welsh. Dakota Welsh had an insane game. He played prior earlier today in the second match of the tri-match today against Maranthana Baptist University. He had 13 kills. That's going to be somebody you want to look out for today. But at the line is Carson Bell with the serve. And it's already too much on Carson Bell. 6'6", I tell you, man. That man is a big guy. Has a lot of power, but it was a little short. Hiram College wasn't able to fully get on that one. Adrian is going to get up 1-0 here. And another huge service ace from Carson Bell. You know, he's had an immense amount of power behind him. So I want to see a lot of power coming from today's game. Right into the middle of the court. Here comes the set. And nothing there. That's going to be number 19 of Hiram College, Derek Chang. He looked like he tried to get on it, but it went a little too far. The bump set flew a little too close to the net. He wasn't fully able to get on it, and Sam Noel wasn't able to finish the kill. And another powerful serve, but Hiram was able to keep it up, but Adrian able to stop them at the net. So far, Carson Bell has not stepped off. He's looking to keep this momentum for the Bulldogs. Oh, right into the net. Service error, but still good for Carson Bell. He's done good so far today. We'll see probably more of him later. Darren Chang for the Terriers to serve. Goes over to Landers. Gracix with the set. Back to Landers. And that's going to be a point for the Bulldogs. Now Andrew Gracix, the setter for the Bulldogs. Sends it over. Hiram, That set flew over the net, and the Bulldogs were able to just dump it right back down. So far, a lot of errors coming from the Hiram College Terriers. Grazik sends it over. Chang with the set. Kill for the Terriers. That's going to be Colin Siviak. Colin Sivak with the serve now. Sends it over. You could hear from the bench they called wide, but it did land right on the line. That's going to count, unfortunately. But good eyes from the Bulldogs, showing that they're at least trying to see this ball and making sure their comms are really good. Sivak looking to get another point, bring the Terriers back in this one. Landers keeps it up. Grazik back to Landers. Hiram trying to keep it up there, but Sivak wasn't able to get it back into the middle of the court. Coach Soto talking to Roland Macklin there, the setter for the Bulldogs. Landers sends it over. Little soft float set. Darren Chang with the bump set. Sends it back. Roland Macklin dives, gets it. It's going to be David Cawley. Going to have to just keep it alive. Darren Chang with the set. And that's going to be Colin Sivak. Again, just drops it right into the middle of the court. The Bulldogs weren't able to fully set up. Harry Serrano in for the Terriers now. He sends it over. Roland Macklin with the set. Grazik sends it over to Rees. Rees gets it over. Chang able to get a bump set going. Hiram gets it over. Little miscommunication, but David Cawley is going to try to send it back over. He drops it right over in front of the net. In comes William Morris for the Bulldogs. Set goes a little to the back of the court, but Hiram's able to keep it up. And off the block of the Bulldogs, this one's going to go to Hiram, pushing the score to 8-5. Colin Brooks here to serve for Hiram. Sends it over and service error for the Terriers here. This is going to put the Bulldogs back up for a 4-point lead. Number 4, Dominic Reese with the serve. A little too much on for the Hiram Terriers. And a soft kill from Hiram. Really messed up the momentum of the Bulldogs there. They were expecting a lot of power behind it. They were able to just drop it right into the front side of the court, in front of the 10 line. Keiko Tani tried to go for the serve. Nothing there, right into the net. Now David Cawley up to serve. You know, in the first game of this tri-match against Marantha Baptist University, David Cawley was a very good player for the Bulldogs. Let's see what he can pull out here today. Sends the ball deep into the court. Set coming from Hiram, and that one's going to go out. Good eyes from the Bulldog. Or no, that one's going to go to Hiram. They're saying it's going to be a tip off of an Adrian player. Pulls the lead for the Bulldogs to 3. Hiram looking to get back into this one. Serve. Carson Bell going for it. But no, Andrew Grazik with a setter dump completely threw up the timing of the Terriers. And now Carson Bell back up at the line, looking for another service ace. Here comes the heat. Hiram able to get it over. No, it's a little too much on it. Grazik to Landers. Bulldogs able to keep it up. Grazik to Rees. Rees to the backcourt. Hiram not able to get that one there. And it's going to go back to the Bulldogs. Carson Bell has been an absolute dominant force so far. This one's a little softer, but a set. Quick set. But it's a little too fast. This one, oh no, wait, this one's going to go to the Bulldogs. Or not the Bulldogs, excuse me, the Terriers. Quick set, tips off of the hands of the Bulldogs, and now Darren Chang's up to serve. Goes to Riaz. Grazik with the set to Landers, and he's slammed. Oh my gosh, stuffed. A solo block. That's going to be from Colin Brooks from the Terriers. Just completely stuffs Landers out. Darren Chang. Here it is. Oh, Roland Macklin not able to fully get it there. Cawley's able to keep it alive, and Landers sends it back over. Chang sends it to Brooks, and Brooks is able to get it right onto Reyes. Reyes not able to fully get under it. Sends it out. That'll be a point to the Terriers. Score is now 12-10 Bulldogs. Terriers send it over. Cawley bump sets it to Grazik. Grazik to Landers. Landers to the backcourt. Bulldogs up now with the 3-point lead. Andrew Grazik. Orland Park, Michigan he's from. Or not Michigan, Illinois, excuse me. Darren Chang to Brooks. Blocked at the net. Chang looking for something again. Back to Brooks. Grazik to Landers all the way across. Cawley able to keep it up. Morris to Landers. And that one's going to go off the block of the Terriers, and the Bulldogs are going to take the lead to 4. And that is going to call for a timeout for the Terriers. You know, this is a quick and good call. You know, I really like this. Seeing that this is Kyle Martini's first year, and he's already calling a timeout this quick, he knows that their team still has a chance. But he's not giving up on that. He's not letting them go fully far. He's trying to make sure they can automatically get themselves back into this one. So far, you know, from the Terriers, one person I do want to bring up is Colin Brooks. Colin Brooks has been doing absolutely amazing today. You know, constantly at the line, even stuffed Sam Landers when he was at the net. You know, and then for the Bulldogs, somebody I do want to bring up, it's going to be Carson Bell. Carson Bell saw it at the beginning of this set. A lot of good serves and a good service ace from him earlier. We should be seeing a lot of him today. Also, Sam Landers should be another good person you'll see a lot today. We're going to get play started soon right here after this timeout. Going to be Andrew Grazik, excuse me. Grazik sends it over to the midcourt of the Terriers. Chang goes for the set, but the Bulldogs, and that's going to be mostly William Morris, just stuffs him there. Stay connected with all the action by following Adrian College TV on social media. From game highlights to campus events, we've got you covered. Don't miss a moment. Follow at Adrian College TV today. And back to the game, the Bulldogs use all 3 touches. They have to send it back to Hiram. And a back set gets sent flying over. And that's going to push the Bulldogs to 16. Andrew Grazik again. Chang with the set to Civic. Grazik to Landers in the side. Bump set to Chang. A libero set to Civic, but it gets sent out. 17-10 now. The Bulldogs are starting to pull away. Sent over by Grazik. Chang with the one-handed set. Cauley's able to keep it alive. Grazik sends it back over to Chang. Chang sends it to Brooks. A beautiful dig by Cauley, but he wasn't able to fully get on it. And now Sivak going for the serve. Looking to bring some momentum to the Terriers. Cauley keeps it up to Rees. Landers is going to have to just send it over to keep it alive. Chang to Noel. No! A little miscommunication, and that's going to be 4 touches on the Terriers. Chang seemed like it was a little miscommunication. It looked like it was supposed to go to Noel, but he sent it too high. Over, missed set. Now Sam Landers at the line. Sends it over. Chang with the set to Brooks. The Bulldogs sends it back over. A beautiful dig by Roland Macklin, able to keep it alive, and the Bulldogs send it back. A libero set. Hiram sends it back. Cauley, bump set. Rees just hits it back over. Chang, here's the set. A lob over. Macklin with it. And that's going to be a point. A beautiful set from Roland Macklin to Sam Landers in the backcourt. And they're able to get into the back left of the corner on the Terrier side. With a shot like that, you always have to really second guess it to know if it's going out or not. You just have to trust your intuitions. Lander sends it over. Chang with the set and stuffed at the net. Dominic Rees. It's just Keiko Atani. Landers back up. Keiko Atani with the set. The Terriers just had to send it over. That's going to be Colin Brooks, and his miscommunication from the Bulldogs caused for the ball to just drop down over the net. Now, it did kind of tip on top of it, so that did kind of mess up their tempo, but still. Harry Serrano with the serve. Landers couldn't really get on that bump set. That's going to be an error for them. But considering that they do have a pretty sizable lead, you can't really get mad at the errors. Mistakes happen. We're human. Serrano able to get it up. A beautiful dig from Roland Macklin to set it, and David Cauley is able to just lob it into the backcourt. The Terriers weren't even fully set up for that. Now up to serve is going to be Preston Talsma, a junior from Romeville, Illinois. Talsma with the serve to Chang. And that's going to be out. A nice kill attempt from the Hiram Terriers. Talsma looking to get another. Oh, and that's going to be a service error. Unfortunate. And then back comes in is William Morris. No, Morris goes out and Roland Macklin comes in. Serve from the Terriers gets popped up on the net. Rees with a beautiful kill. You know, you hear the bench from the Bulldogs yell lefty, lefty. You know, seeing a lefty, hitter is going to always be a little different than a righty. He's coming in always at a different angle, so you're not expecting that. And he's able to slice it through. And, oh, that one goes soaring over. Nice attempt by Dominic Reeves, but not able to fully get into it. This is going to be Keiko Tani, excuse me, to Bender over the Morris. Or no, not Morris, Solans, excuse me. A beautiful kill from Solans. Solans, a freshman from Griona, Spain, excuse me. Cauley with the serve, sends it over. Chang able to get to the serve. A little tip, but Macklin's able to keep it up. Landers. But no, it's going to go outside. The Terriers come on top there. Liam Dwyer is going to go for the serve. The freshman from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Macklin with the set to Bender. To Solins. Sends it all the way down, and that's going to bring the Bulldogs over in this set. A beautiful, beautiful set from the Bulldogs, keeping the aggression, keeping the speed and power. One thing I do want to bring up is the absolute good communication. Only a handful of times of miscommunications from the Bulldogs. But, this was a good showing from the Bulldogs. But we'll be back after this set for the second one on ACTV.
These students who have worked so hard to achieve what so many never achieve. This evening you join the select company of people who hold a baccalaureate degree or a master's degree. You join a privileged group of individuals, a minority of persons in this country, and an even smaller fraction from around the world who have had both the opportunity to pursue higher education and the intelligence, discipline, and determination to reach this goal. You should be very proud.
I will unquestionably miss being an Adrian College Bulldog. I will miss the pink flowers that light up the campus each spring, the dining halls that prompt exchanges of, "How's your day been?" after a long day of classes, and the sporting events that fill students with pride. I will miss the way this campus instantly feels like home each time I set foot on that Bulldog Mile.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Welcome to the Marilot Sport and Fitness Center. My name's Dion Clark, and we're back for the second set of Hiram College Terriers versus the Adrian Bulldogs. Adrian came out on front in the first set, but now let's look on what the Terriers could do, to see what they can bring for this next set. But the player that I want to give set two, player of the set for that last one, is going to go to Sam Landers. While he did have 2 errors, he did have 6 kills for that game, or for that set, excuse me. Amazing, power coming from him. And it kind of makes sense. He's 6'7", I know the kids out there would like that one, but he's 6'7", he's tall. You can't really do too much with that. It's a short squad coming from, the Terriers. Our tallest player is 6'6", or 6'5", excuse me. But when you have a player who is as tall as Sam Landers, how can you stop him? You're going to get play started here. Roland Macklin going through. He's having his handshakes with his teammates, making sure the vibes are all right there. Seems like there's a confusion with the players who are supposed to be on the court. Seems like the referee was a little confused on who was supposed to be on the court and who's not supposed to be on the court. But it seems like that confusion has been cleared up now. The Terriers are going to start off this set here. And it's going to be Darren Chang, 6'5" junior from Markham, Ontario. Sends it over, raised to Grazik. Grazik to Landers. The Bulldogs keep it alive. Landers has to just slam it down, and he gets the kill. Dropped it right in front of Colin Sivak. Wasn't able to fully get under it. And back up to the line is going to be Carson Bell. Carson Bell already has a service ace today. It's been really good so far. Carson Bell, a lot of power on that one to Chang. Chang with the serve. The Bulldogs get it back. Set from Bell to Rees. Rees just sends it back over. Kikotani with the kill. No, nothing there. Rees just sends it back over. And here comes the set. Chang to Brooks. Bell with the set. Landers taps it in. Cauley able to keep it alive. Here's Grazik. Back to Landers. And it's going to go in. Beautiful wherewithal for the Bulldogs. Keys to stay in it with that one. Where it's constantly cut off every point, but stayed with it. Carson Bell with the serve. Darren Chang with the bump set. Goes all the way over to Brooks. Brooks hit it over. Carson Bell tries to get it, but he isn't. Off that block of the Bulldogs. Good block, but it hits the tips of their fingers, so it goes flying off. Carson Bell, good hustle to try to get to it, but wasn't able to get the dig fully. Now up to the line is Kikoitani. Grazik with the set. Landers tried to get the kill. Nothing there. Back to Landers. Tips it down. And it's going to go to the Bulldogs. Goes right over the block of the Terriers. And now Grazik is going to be back up at the line. Going into his serve routine. Here it is. Oh, and that's going to be a service error for the Bulldogs again. You know, this is unfortunate. You know, the Bulldogs were able to set themselves into a good, focus and rhythm, but with these errors, it can easily break it off. Terriers looking to ties it. Grazik over to Rees. Rees, Chang able to keep it up. Sivak, long swing, but it goes flying outside. Now it's going to be Sam Landers, the man of the first set, looking to make his mark in the second. Over to Sivak. Chang to Brooks. Or no, not Brooks, Dwyer. And then the kill just goes right in front of the block of the Bulldogs, and it just drops down. There's not much you can do there. Their block was good. You could probably say they could get closer to the net, but then you run into the problem of getting a fault for being on the net. Here comes Dwyer. Or Brooks, excuse me. Grazik to Landers. Terriers keep it up. Sivak just sends it over. A set from Landers, and oh! A nice attempt from Morris. And oh, a dump down by Rees. The bump from the Terriers just fly back over, and when you're somebody like Rees who can get that high, you've got to just slam that one down. Morris sends it over. And another kill from the Terriers. Just a little tip right in front of the block there. Sivak here. Sivak, a senior from Akron, Ohio. I know somebody else from Akron, Ohio. Here comes Grazik. David Cauley for the kill attempt, but it goes soaring out. Colin Sivak. Roland Macklin with the dig. Oh, the set was a little off. Landers wasn't able to fully get on it, or Carson Bell wasn't fully able to get on it, but it drops right in front of them onto the Terriers' territory. And then they were buffled about that one. Seems like we have referees talking about that last possession. Yeah, they're trying to run through the rules. And that point is going to go to the Terriers. I'm considering that's because of how close, the Bulldogs were to the net there. We'll probably get some more explanation on that one later on. Sivak. The Terriers now have eclipsed the Bulldogs with a 1-point lead. Here comes the set from Grazik to Cauley. Cauley is able to get the kill there. Now Dominic Rees up at the line. Hits the top of the net. And Carson Bell is just able to get it back over. That bump just soared back over the net. And the tall Carson Bell was able to get the point. That's going to push the lead, or push the score to 6-7. And Dominic Rees, that's going to be a service error. Goes outside. And now the score is tied. 7-7 here. Liam Dwyer with the serve. Bulldogs able to keep it alive. Noel to Chang. Chang all the way to Kakoa. Bell able to keep it alive. Tipped it over. Chang all the way to Noel. And Noel blocked at the net by the tall Carson Bell. That height difference for the Bulldogs is such a monumental force in front of the Terriers. Cauley for the serve. Cauley's not too much of a power guy, but he has that precision. Into the middle of the Terriers. Here goes to Tani. Cauley keeps it up. Grazik all the way to Landers. He gets stuffed at the net, but it gets bounced out of bounds. Terriers not able to get to it in time. Cauley back up at the line, looking to keep and building this momentum for the Bulldogs. To Tani, to Chang. Bump set. Bulldogs have a good chance here. Grazik all the way to Landers. Landers tips it to the back court. And the Terriers are not able to get to that one, putting the score to 10-7. Cauley back in it. Looking to still help build this lead for the Bulldogs. Sends it over to Tani. Tani to Sivak. And that one's going to go to the Terriers. And not Sivak, that's going to be to Brooks, excuse me. Now Darren Chang. Looking to help bring the Terriers to tie this game here. Rees to Grazik. Grazik with a dump. A one-handed set to keep the Terriers' offense alive. Landers sends it back over. The Terriers just have to send it back. The Bulldogs can fully set up here. Macklin with the serve. With the serve, not the serve, the set. Sends it to Grazik, to Bell. Bell just sends it a little outside. Just a hair outside. Darren Chang. The serve. Riaz. Grazik. Grazik with another dump, and he gets it this time. I think that's the third dump we've seen from him today. And so far, I think two of them have been successful. And now Carson Bell back up at the line. This man has a heat-seeking missile in his arm. Over to the Terriers. Chang to Tani. And that one's going to go out. Bell back up at the line. Over to Sivak, to Chang, to Brooks. Grazik with the set. Rees stuffed at the line. Bell with the set to Landers. Tipped off the block. Chang with the set to Tani. He gets a little out, but he's able to keep it up. Grazik over to Landers. Landers slams it down, and that's going to be called outside. Keikoa Tani, the freshman, 6 foot. Here comes the serve. It's over, and oh! An error from Andrew Grazik. You know, considering how long this set has been. Oh, and that's going to be a timeout called from Coach Soto. There's going to be a timeout called from Coach Soto, and we'll go to a quick break. We'll be right back after this timeout.
Before the achievements, before the celebrations, there's the work. Early mornings, late nights. Every challenge faced, every extra effort made.
Every victory starts with preparation.
We value leadership, resilience, and innovation. No victory without work. Because success isn't given, it's earned. Welcome to Adrian College.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Merillat Sport and Fitness Center for Adrian College Volleyball against Hiram College. We're currently still in the middle of the timeout called by Coach Soto. And, you know, if I was Coach Soto, I'd be telling these players, you know, you guys are doing really good in these long rallies, right? They're taking their time, making sure you're properly communicating so we don't have these errors. That's really been the main crux of the Bulldogs here. But every time they get a chance to really draw out the rally, the Bulldogs are able to always come out on top. Especially from quick thinking from the players like Grazik with multiple setter dumps. At the line, Keikoa to Tani with a serve. Riaz over to Grazik. Grazik to Landers. Terriers able to keep it alive. Chang to Tani and stuffed at the net. That's going to be a double block from Morris and Landers. Now Grazik at the line looking to build this lead. Into his routine, slowing it down. Over to Sivak. Chang. And stuffed by Landers at the net again. You can see how excited he is. The bench is going wild for that one. Grazik again to Sivak. Chang back to Sivak. And oh, slammed. Good kill right in front of Roland Macklin. Just good eye from Sivak there. Kerry Serrano at the line. Sophomore from San Pedro Sula, Honduras. Roland Macklin sends it over to Grazik, into Morris, and slammed right into the chest of Harry Serrano. When you get a kill like that, there's not much you can really do. It's just sent right into his chest, right through his bump formation. Out to the line, Sam Landers. Over to Sivak. Chang to Brooks. Macklin with the set to Rees. Rees stuffed, but able to keep it alive. Back set to Cauley. Oh, tried to get it over top of the net, but wasn't able to. Ready to explore your Adrian future? Scholarship Day lets admitted students tour campus, meet faculty, and earn a renewable scholarship. Register now at adrian.edu/admissions/visit-campus/scholarship-day. And in between that ad read, you know, the Terriers had a service error there, and that's going to bring momentum back to the Bulldogs. Here comes the set to Sivak. A lot of power, but it goes outside. And the Bulldogs. And immediately after that, that's going to be Kyle Martini calling a timeout. And I really like to see this, you know. Immediately calling out that server error, trying to make sure the Bulldogs can't build up some momentum here. They already have this 4-point lead. If they start building up any momentum, this set may run away from them. Kyle Martini, you know, he's a player before. He's been a player before. He knows how this feels. So, you know, I've never really been a volleyball player, excuse me. But if I was Kyle Martini, I would be telling this team, you know, you guys can do this one, right? You know you can tie this game. You know you can beat this team. They've beaten this team in prior years before. So they would be trying to make sure they keep this momentum and start building one and making sure they lower down on their errors. And so far, the Bulldogs still keep them warm, ready to try to get a lead on this game. Timeout's going to end now. And up at the serve line is going to be William Morris, the 6'6" junior from New Albany, Ohio. Sends it over to the Terriers. Sivak, that one soars a little over the net. And a big fight at the net. And Chang is going to come out on top, able to push it right in front of the Bulldogs. Sivak with the serve, looking to bring the Terriers to tie game and maybe even taking this set. Straight to Landers. Grazik to Rees. A tip, and it goes in. Beautiful kill by Rees. Good job setting the changing the tempo, going for a tip instead of a full slam. Dominic Rees, 6'4", sophomore from Middleton, Wisconsin. Oh, that one was close, but it's going to call it out on the Bulldogs. Going to bring the Terriers to 15. Adrian at 18. Here comes the serve from Liam Dwyer. Grazik to Riaz. Riaz just has to get over it. Got too close to it. Sivak to Brooks. Rees able to get the bump to Landers and hits the back of the court. I think only somebody like Landers would be able to get to that one. So tall, able to just send it right through the defense of the Terriers. Now David Colley. Terriers able to keep it alive. Tani sends it over. Grazik with a quick set to Bell. Here comes a set to Tani. Bulldogs able to keep it alive. Rees, backcourt, nothing. Soars outside for them. That's going to push the score to 19-16. Bulldogs. Darren Chang back up at the serve line. Looking to help build lead. Tips off the net. Grazik able to get to Landers. Landers able to get a kill. Tipped off the block of the Terriers and just drops down in front of the libero. That'll be number 18, Dakota Welsh. Now Carson Bell back up at the line. Carson Bell has been an absolute force so far. Set goes a little too far, and that's going to be Noel. Sam Noel able to just stuff it down in front of the block of the Bulldogs. Tani back up to the line. Terriers keeping it close. Grazik with the set. Quick set to Morris, and Morris is able to slam it down. Beautiful kill. Andrew Grazik. This slow routine to get himself ready. Here comes the set. Grazik keeps it up. Morris to Drees. Drees, another tip. Terriers able to keep it up. Sivak sends it to Macklin. Macklin able to keep it alive. Over to Rees. Welsh calling for it. And here goes Brooks. And that one goes out and oh. It's going to be a collision in between players of the Terriers. Brooks, slow to get up. He's going to be fine. Looks to be walking around normally. He's going to keep playing on. Claps heard around the gym. Respect to Colin Brooks, the 6'2 senior from Powell, Ohio. Andrew Grazik. Sivak to Chang. Back to Sivak. Right in front of the block of the Bulldogs. Not able to fully get on it. And in comes Harry Serrano. Sends it over. Macklin to Grazik. Grazik to Landers. Lander tips it. Terriers able to keep it up. Chang to Brooks. And that one's going to go out. And Soriano goes out. So does Noel. And back comes Liam Dwyer. And back up to the line. It's going to be Sam Landers. Landers with a float serve to Chang. To Brooks. Chang to Sivak. And that one's going to go right over the block, or right past the block, excuse me, of the Bulldogs. Brooks looking to close this gap between each team. 23-19 is the score. Macklin, beautiful dig. Sam Landers all the way to Cauley. Cauley stuffed at the line. Macklin back. Landers able to send it over. An attempt for a dig with his foot. Landers tried, but not fully there. Terriers bring the lead down to 3. Macklin tried to get to it. Landers sent it all the way over, but it soared over the net, and the Terriers were able to just slam it back down. After a quick wipe of the court, after the dives, Brooks is going to get us started. And that one's going to hit the net. That's going to push the Bulldogs to set point. And up to serve is going to be Preston Talsma, the 5'9 junior from Romeoville, Illinois. This one goes to Tani. Tani to Chang. A tip over to the Bulldogs. Grazik back to Rees. That lefty swing brings it down. And the Bulldogs are going to come up here to bring the game to 2-0. So far, beautiful showing from the Bulldogs. Amazing hustle and wherewithal to keep it up. And we'll be back after this break for the third set on Adrian College.
Bulldog fans, remember to follow Adrian College TV on social media. For game highlights and campus events, you can catch it all on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and X at AdrianCollegeTV. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch all our future streams live and support your Bulldogs.
This is the Arrington Bookstore at Adrian College, the place to get game day ready, represent your clubs and organizations, and be Bulldog proud. With a wide selection of merchandise and a smile at every visit, stop by inside the Kane Student Center to pick up your Adrian College wares and make it another great day to be a Bulldog.
Before the achievements, before the celebrations, there's the work. Early mornings, late nights. Every challenge faced, every extra effort made.
Every victory starts with preparation.
We value leadership, resilience, and innovation. No victory without work. Because success isn't given, it's earned. Welcome to Adrian College.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Marilot Sport and Fitness Center. My name is Dion Clark, and we're here for the third set of Adrian College men's volleyball between Adrian College and Hiram College. You know, for the second set, the Bulldogs came on top 25-20. And the person I'd give set player 2 is going to be Sam Landers. He's so far in that set had 18 total attacks, or he's had 18 total attacks so far for the game. He has 8 kills currently. But another person I want to bring up is going to be the setter Andrew Grazik and also the libero Roland Macklin. You know, Roland Macklin has gotten an immense amount of insane digs, really hard to get to digs, but he's kept them up and kept the Bulldogs alive. And that's also helped them in making sure they can win, get up 2 sets here. And then Andrew Grazik has been constantly keeping this Bulldog offense in a good movement and making sure they're always in a good flow, making sure their errors are down, which errors have been a main crux of their play. Bulldogs are going to start off, and at the serve line is going to be Carson Bell. The 6'6" senior from Hudsonville, Michigan. A lot of power behind him. Sends it to the midcourt. Chang goes for a dump. Cauley able to keep it alive. Grazik to Rees. Rees gets it around the block, and it's going to go to the Bulldogs. Good kill for Rees. Bell looking to get another one, and sent right into the net. Carson Bell is somebody who's really, you know, here and there when it comes to his serve. He's either going to get you a service ace, he's going to get you a good serve, or it's going to be a service error. Around 1-to-1 with his ratio. Grazik to Landers. Landers soars outside. Nice kill attempt. No, that's a type of kill that, you know, you either have an inch of space or, you know, seeing of how much, you know, you have to be in or out. Raise to Grazik. Grazik to Morris. Morris gets a kill right into the middle. Gets it a little in front of the libero, so he's not able to really get under it. He's going to tie up the game 2-2. And the setter, Andrew Grazik, looking to get his team back. Building momentum. Tani to Chang. Chang back to Tani. Cauley keeps it up. Grazik to Landers. Landers slams it around. And a kill. Off the block. Sam Landers with that 6'7" frame. Grazik over to Tani. Chang with the set back. Bulldogs. Terriers tried to keep it alive. Tani wasn't able to fully get around it. Bulldogs now have a 2-point lead. Sends it over. Set to Chang. Chang sends it across. And this one's going to go to the Bulldogs. Touch of the net. Chang too close. Touched the net prior. Here comes Grazik. Over to Sivak. Chang to Tani. Both players go over, and that's going to be another point to the Bulldogs. Miscommunication at the net. Who was going to get the serve? Tani and Largespada went for it at the same time, and Tani just went too far forward. Grazik is going to get a service error there. No, that's an unfortunate one. The Bulldogs were starting to get momentum, but that's going to break it up. This gives the Terriers a chance to start pushing themselves into this matchup. Tani, straight to Colley. Grazik over to Rees. And that lefty arm of his just slices it down the net. Not much you can really do there. Really, you have to just close that block on the end, but when you're not expecting a lefty, you're not used to that. Then you run the risk of running into the net. Tani to Colley. Grazik to back set to Landers. Landers slams it into the back left of the court. Landers has been a dominant showing for today's match. To Sivak, to Chang, back to Sivak. A good kill. Roland Macklin wasn't able to fully get on it. And it just goes soaring out. Now Harry Soriano with the serve. Macklin able to keep it up to Landers, and Landers just able to get it onto the right side of Tani, not able to fully get under it with the bump. And in comes Carson Bell, taking off Roland Macklin. Coach Soto and Roland Macklin having some choice words, talking about the game plan. Morris. Chang with the set to Brooks. A dominant swing. Bounces off, was Colley, I believe, and just goes flying out into the front row. Make sure, hopefully everybody who was in attendance today was okay. Nobody got hurt. I know we had an instance of that in the first game of the tri-match today. Colley with the kill, and he gets it right on the line. Or no, bounced off, tipped off a player of the Terriers. And lefty Rees looking to push this Bulldog lead to 4. Cross the court, and my gosh, a service ace. The spin on that ball just sent it right around. Dominic Rees looking to keep building this momentum for the Bulldogs. This one tipped off the net, and another service ace for Dominic Rees. That's 2. Can he get a turkey here? To Chang, to Sivak. Landers able to keep it alive. Macklin, Colley sends it back over. Bulldogs try to get set. Chang to Brooks, and it gets around Macklin. Now Sivak going up to the line, looking to close this lead the Bulldogs have. A quick wipe of the court after the dive from Macklin. You guys have been playing a lot of games today, so of course we're going to perspirate as humans. It's going to be wet court when people dive. Here comes Sivak. Macklin keeps it up. Grazik to Landers. Chang with the set to Katani. Gets stuffed at the net. Chang with the back set. All the way to Brooks. Macklin to Rees. Rees not able to fully get on it. He sends it into the net. Or 4 touches. A miscommunication between the Bulldogs. And up to the line is David Cawley. David Cawley's been an amazing showing today for the tri-matches. Had a good showing versus Maranatha. And so far has been doing pretty good against Hiram. Brooks goes for the kill attempt, stuffed at the net. Back, kill, nothing there. Rees hits it off top of the net. Terriers able to keep it alive. Tawny tips it over. Landers bump set to Grazik. Over to Cawley. Cawley sends it soaring outside. Now Liam Dwyer. .6'5" freshman looking to help build a lead. Grazik all the way to Landers. Landers off the block of the Terriers. Tawny wasn't fully able to get under it. And now back up to the line, Carson Bell. Carson looking to get a service ace here. Power. Chang to Tawny. Tawny tries to slam it down, goes soaring outside. And the power behind Carson Bell is a lot. One of the players of the Terriers, I think that was Sivak, couldn't fully get under it and got sent flying back. Or no, it's going to go to the Terriers here. Darren Chang to Cawley. Grazik over to Landers. And that one's going to go outside off of the block of the Terriers. Back up to the line is Andrew Grazik. This is the 4th time he's served in this game. Grazik float serve. Chang with a bump set to Sivak. Rees sets it up right at the net. Terriers are able to keep it alive. Sivak again. That one goes outside. Let's look at this one again. Tawny sends it over to Sivak. Sivak sends it flying over. And it goes soaring outside. Don't miss Chase Matthew live at Adrian College on March 21st at 7 p.m. for our spring concert. It's free for all Adrian College students, and tickets are available now at adriancollege.hometownticketing.com. That's March 21st, Chase Matthew at Adrian College. We're holding it down. That's going to be a timeout called for Hiram. Coach Martini trying to calm his team down. If they let the Bulldogs go on a run here, it's over for them. Trying to make sure Hiram stays here together. You know, it seems like the main aspect that's been keeping them down right now is their communication. There's been a good couple amounts of miscommunication between Hiram players. Points like when Tawny, miscommunicated the serve and jumped a little too far and jumped under the net because he went too far up. Back up to the line is Andrew Grazik. Tawny. Chang has to get a bump set there, and Dwyer is able to send it over. Rees gets a kill right into the back court. Grazik back up at the line again. Tani to Chang. Chang back to Tani. Tani tried to go around the net, around the block of the Bulldogs, but is just too in on it. Drops onto Terriers territory again. Sivak to Chang. Chang back to Sivak. Tips it over the net. Chang to Welsh. Welsh all the way to Brooks. Reeves is able to keep it up. Chang to Tani. Tani with a left-handed hit. Landers goes for it. Macklin all the way to Landers. Landers sends it back. Chang goes up. Tani goes around. Macklin tried to get up on the dig, but he wasn't fully able to get down on it. Tani with the kill. Tani with the serve. Sent to Cauley. Grazik over to Landers. Landers sends it down. And that one's going to go soaring out. A beautiful kill for Landers. So much power. Sivak had it, but, it was just too much for him. And now Landers up to the plate. Here's his swing to Brooks. Or Dwyer to Chang to Brooks. And that one gets stuffed at the line. Goes down and gets sent soaring out. Bulldogs have now pushed the lead to 8. 19-11. Welsh to Chang. Chang to Sivak. Bulldogs are able to keep it alive. And wow! Morris able to just send it right into the back court. A little tip. And that's going to push the lead to 9 for the Bulldogs. 5 points before match, or 4 points before match point. And a tip serve over the net. Brooks, and that one goes soaring outside. You gotta wonder what the mental of the Terriers are right now. Every chance they get, they're trying, and they just keep slipping and faltering at each turn. How can they bring it back here? Landers. Sivak with the bump set to Chang to Sivak. And that gets dropped right in front of Macklin. And out goes Sam Landers. And in comes Charles Baza. Here, Grazik to Cauley. Chang. Sivak able to just sit it over. Grazik to Rees. Rees sends it back over at the net. And the Terriers are going to come out on top with that one. I was able to talk to Coach Soto before this match, and I talked to him about how it was going against this team last year and how they've been getting ready to go against them in preparation. And what they've been doing is they've been experimenting and trying to get different lineups to see which players step up here. And we've been seeing a lot of players stepping up. We've seen people like Cauley stepping up. We see people like Morris stepping up. Baza also has a chance. And let's see if Preston Talsma has a chance to step up here too. To Welsh, to Chang, to Sivak. Just right through the defense of the Bulldogs. So far, a major lead for the Bulldogs. And the Bulldogs are going to get a point there. 23-14. One more point away from or match point. Dominic Rees. Here's a serve. Over the Brooks. Chang able to get it up. That's going to be a pickup. That's going to go to the Terriers. In comes Bender. Out goes Rees. Rees has had a good showing today. Rees so far has had 2 kills, 6 total attacks. Bender to Bell. Baza tried to keep it up with his foot. But now the Terriers are getting a lot of points here. Down by 9. Or no, down by 7, excuse me. Sivak. Macklin. This one goes close to the net. Bender is able to still get it over. Chang to Brooks. A messed up set from Chang. Brooks wasn't fully ready. And that's going to bring us to match point. David Cawley has a chance to bring the Bulldogs the win. To Tani, to Chang, back to Tani. Stuffed, and that's going to go outside. Terriers get the point. Score is pushed to 17 for the Terriers. Liam Dwyer, the 6'5" freshman, looking to put the Terriers back in this one. Macklin to Bender. Bender to Morris. Morris stuffed. Or not Morris, Solans. Excuse me. Solans stuffed at the net. Beautiful double block from the Terriers. Macklin to Bender. Bender back to Solans. Solans goes again. And that's going to be match point. Bulldogs get the win against Hiram College. A beautiful showing from the Bulldogs here. Bulldogs come out on top with the win. First set was 16-25, second set 20-25, and then third set 18-25. This is the first win the Bulldogs have had against Hiram College since 2023. You know, this is going to be a big win to the Bulldogs. They've now pushed their totals to 7-9 and giving Hiram College another loss, pushing them to 6-5. You know, this is a big win for them, and this is going to be a lot of momentum that they're going to ride on going towards the end of conference play. And just a reminder, ACTV broadcasts are fully student ran. On the mic with me, or on the mic is me, Dion Clark. We have Kendra Shoop, and then Abigail Reed on the camera. Josiah Durrell helping around here and there. Students call the shots around here, literally. But that will be all for me today. It was a pleasure to call this game for Adrian College. My name's been Dion Clark. We'll see you guys later.